that car over there? It's a Toyota Corolla station wagon, but it doesn't know it. If you don't tell it, neither will I. Hello and welcome to another CarBuzzer.com RoadSkill report. This time we're looking at a 2009 Toyota Matrix XRS. This is a station wagon based on the Toyota Corolla platform, and it's like the Corolla in many ways. Now there's obviously different from the outside. Now you can see the effort the stylists have put into that sporty part. There's almost a cow catcher front end on the front, and this great dramatic black areas here. And the Toyota Corolla sedan has a ridged hood and fenders leading up to the A-pillar. But look how dramatic this spine is, and then running up along here, and then how tall the roof line is on this compared to a typical subcompact sedan. Okay, now instead of the 1.8 liter 132 horsepower four-cylinder, the XRS has a 2.4 liter 4 rated at 158 horsepower and 162 foot-pounds of torque. Now both engines have double overhead camshafts with variable timing, which helps boost the torque on small engines like these. Now notice also the XRS has this strut tower brace which helps stiffen up the front end. Now that's not there on the standard and S trim levels, and does that mean it's okay for them to have a floppy front end? But speaking of better handling, check out the 18-inch rims on this thing. It's got 215/45 R18 tires. Now all Matrixes have all-wheel disc brakes. Now at the back again, another big difference is that between the XRS and other models is that the XRS has A-arm, double A-arm rear suspension instead of the other models twist beam suspension. And the all-wheel drive S also has the double A-arm. But now this suspension is more tunable, and there's a whole ream of technical reasons why this is so. But for right now, you're just going to have to trust us. Okay, well, we're back here. Let's open the hatch and check out the cargo area. Note the hard plastic, the flat floor. It's easy to keep clean. You've got the rubber strips and tie downs here to keep things from sliding around. And we've also had this neat mesh bag here with the zipper to keep things from sliding around. And you can see with the back seat folded flat that you have a whole really flat area for cargo air. Okay. Let's see how a 5'10" automotive rider fits behind the front seat, also adjusted for a 5'10" auto rider. We got lots of knee room here, feet go underneath the seat in front. It's actually quite comfortable. Alright, let's go ahead and let's get behind the wheel, finally, right? The dash of the Matrix is dramatic. Even the vents have their own bulges. A 5-speed manual is standard on the Matrix. Ours has the optional 5-speed automatic. And we'd rather have the manual, but at least the automatic has a tip feature. Now the XRS has a nice cow-wrap steering wheel, and the instrument panel somehow reminds us of Matt Groening's Futurama robot, Bender. We are so spoiled these days that we think 158 horsepower is just not very much. But despite that, the Matrix with the XRS Matrix, you try saying that. It still has quite a bit of zip. This is the front-wheel drive, and the four-wheel drive version, all-wheel drive version, would be heavier and just not quite as quick. This is a front-wheel drive car, and you expect some torque steer from that. Now we're going to give that a shot here. And not too bad there on a smooth surface. We found that on a rougher surface that there's quite a bit of tug on your hands. Now the ride, we've got somewhat of a wavy surface here, and the bumps and so forth. And we're getting bumped, which you'd expect from a bumpy surface. But there's no shake. This is very, very rigid chassis. Is what you'd expect from a front-wheel drive car. The AA-arm rear suspension does give a good grip from the rear and lets the front-wheel drive work better. But it hangs in there quite nicely. Now the engine notes this engine is typical of a four-cylinder engine. It's not it's nice and healthy, but for the most part it feels pretty good, but it's not terribly inspiring either. The torque of this engine is good. I mean, it's not the high horsepower numbers aren't there, but the torque is there when you need it. That was pretty good for a sharp corner like that. A little bit there, and traction control kicked in. Not traction control, but the stability control. Now we've done this whole review without once mentioning the dreaded SW words. But we'll have to admit that the Matrix is a lot more practical with this taller roofline than a Corolla wagon would be, and it certainly doesn't look as dowdy as a Corolla wagon definitely would. Now, we think the exterior somewhat oversells the actual performance of the Matrix. It's sort of like getting a Victoria's Secret catalog that says 60% off on the cover and finding out that it's just a sale. Right? Now, even though the catalog, isn't that bad anyway for perusing, shopping for a gift. And we have to admit that the Matrix XRS is, pretty good for a compact station wagon. Whoops. Oh, okay, well look, anyway, it's a Toyota and it has Toyota's reputation for quality. And look, I'm sorry, you're a tall wagon. You're a sporty kind of hauler. Look. This is John Matrix for CarBuzzer.com with another CarBuzzer.com RoadSkill report. Now look, I'm sorry. I didn't know you'd take it so bad. All right, look, you're not a station wagon. You're better than a station wagon. You're great.